France is a country of contradiction, I think, in the sense that it is a world pole in terms of biology. Biologists, for example, about the offshore heart comet or the role of Emmanuel Charpentier in the development of CRISPR-Cas9, and at the same time is a pole of strong bioconservatism. For example, since 2004, France legally recognized a crime against the human species. As far as we know, it's probably the only country in the world that do so. If you practice or promote reproductive cloning or eugenics in France, you face 30 years of imprisonment. Yeah? In general, the vast majority of the media and various commentators, sociologists, philosophers, etc., have done a long and often caricatural presentation of transhumanism. Transhumanism will be almost exclusively the emanation of big capital, be libertarian and scientific, especially from Silicon Valley. It will promise us a two-tier society where the super-rich will monopolize the enhancement technologies and impose the worst of dictatorship on the rest of the world. And I pass on the many critics who condemn transhumanism for bioethical, moral or religious reasons. We even have groups who openly claim to be not only bioconservatists or even bioluddists, and who doesn't hesitate to use not only propaganda, but intimidation or even aggression to prevent any debate. For example, the association Pièces et Main d'œuvre wrote just last month these books Manifeste des chimpanzés du futur against transhumanism, or this organization, La Manif pour tous, who have published this poster against transhumanism. And they managed to cancel 2 of our interventions doing a lobbying against the organizers. The consequence is that it remains very difficult for officials, scientists, entrepreneurs, politicians or others to openly present themselves as transhumanists, especially in France. And conversely, researchers who fear to see their work morally condemned use the word transhumanism as a scapegoat. Transhumanists are the bad guys, we are not, I understand. And this is, for example, the case of a well-known in France specialist of synthetic biology, Philippe Marlien, who said it's Galobot for the next Nuremberg, for example. Or François Berger, next director of Clinatech. These guys are very in the high direction of NBIC, and they can say that such a thing, we must forbid transhumanism. Yet, for 3-4 years, the lines are slightly moving. More and more institutions are calling on us. For example, the University of Strasbourg, the Catholic University of Lille, a union of entrepreneurs, a public hospital, the National Society of Medical Ethics, etc. And we were even auditioned by the French Socialist Party and invited at the National Assembly by a think tank to make concrete proposals. As one say, the French Association was called. So it shows that things are slightly changing. Some well-known scientists accept to work closely with us. For example, Miroslav Radman, you may be aware of, or Jean-Michel Lemaitre, for example, and it's a good example. And then you can say that well, in general, the French population, when you ask people, you have other impression. We have two sociological studies who show that the French population as a whole is in favor of the use of medicine, for example, in order to improve the condition of healthy people. That's the graph. You see, so the question is something like 72% of the people will answer in a positive way of their opinion about transhumanism. So very different from the impression you can read in the press. Especially urban youth, more educated and well-off, you have to say, more urban, so would mostly be in favor of transhumanism. We therefore believe that while we'll still have a long way to go, and that the underlying trends are favorable. Now, have a look to the situation of the French association, Technoprog. Before the 2000s, there was almost nothing transhumanistic in the French-speaking world, I may say. From 2002 to 2007, there were only individual demonstrations or groupuscular. For example, the blog Les Mutants, well, it was only a blog, web blog. Or you have some few books like books from Rémi Sussant, Les Utopies Posthumaines. And in the French-speaking world, you have the initiative of Justice de Tézier in Quebec, for example, until the 2008. And then, from 2007, appeared the French Transhumanist Association, Technoprog, which has established itself as the organization of reference in France from this time. But it's present also in other French-speaking countries, like in Belgium, in Switzerland, and even in Africa, in Cameroon. We have contact in Tunisia, etc. Okay, it was officially declared in 2010, and from its creation to 2014, its activity and scale remained weak. One conference a year, about 20 members each year for a handful of active members. One original article per month, some releases in the press, that was all. But from the 2014, about 13-14, all indicators began to grow steadily. The number of members and supporters has doubled from one year to the next. The same is true. The same is true for the number for requests the association received from the media, from the conference organizers, and from the academics, from students, etc. We had the opportunity to organize the TransVision 2014, the first Transhumanist International Symposium in Paris, which was, we think, a real success, with more than 200 visitors, nearly 30 press articles, and 5 film crews. And then, since 2016, we published 2 or 4 original articles per month. We organize a meeting in Paris every 2 months. One members published several books. Our members, published several books, like the book Technoprog, I don't know, there, and other books. So now we have something like 4 books published by members of the association. In 2017 now, we have a group of official correspondents in nearly a dozen of a big French city, and in Belgium, here in Brussels. So we are continuing our many activities, and in 2018 we are already planning the publication of another book, a book by the association. We will be also partners of the European Forum of Bioethics of Strasbourg, with it's a big event, and the first symposium on transhumanism of the Catholic University of Lille. We have here some members. Well, and finally, perhaps can we say that our association has reached the necessary size and maybe, I don't know, maturity to better contribute to the development of international transhumanism, and maybe it's a reason why we are able to welcome you today here in Brussels. Thank you very much.